I can't believe I'm recording myself crying. Okay, Xia, you asked for it. Don't be surprised if some tears are shed during this video. I was an extroverted nerd. I've always loved socializing. And here's the thing, the bullying definitely did not start in China. It started when I was still in Canada over a decade ago, and it still impacts me to this day. Kids in Canada did not want to talk with me, and the few friends I did have, well, that's just because they were the kids of my parents' friends. And just as I was getting used to the Canadian culture and was able to start making friends myself, we moved to a whole new country. I was 10. Yes, technically I only moved to Canada when I was 6, but I did not remember squat about China. I didn't know any better, so I kept being the nerd I had always been. Unbeknownst to me, however, there was one major thing that decided your social acceptance in China: your grades. Specifically, your grades on the core subjects. And in middle school, those were Chinese, math, English, science, and humanities. I was only good in one, science. The rest were just all filled with rules that I did not care for. Okay, fine, I was maybe 70th percentile in math, which is still way better than me coming in dead last for Chinese. And yes, I know I was dead last because in China, well, the grades are public. But here's the thing though, I missed 4 years of schooling in primary school, so there was basically no hope of me catching up. This whole situation with my grades basically led my teachers down 2 routes. 1, some just completely lost faith in me, and 2, others, well, they constantly told me that I needed to study harder, I needed to be more like the other students, I needed to be, well, less of myself. I never listened though. The Chinese culture only allows people that are on top to be themselves, and in a classroom setting, that means the students with the good grades. So on the one side, I had teachers that pretended I wasn't there, and so I developed attention issues and liked to bother them when they were busy in their offices. On the other side, I had teachers telling me to be more normal, which for a student with bad grades, that was their nice way of saying, shut up and no one cares. My classmates weren't very helpful either. Again, a rigid rule in Chinese society is that the people at the top get to do whatever they want, and the people at the bottom, well, they just need to shut up and listen. I was somebody at the bottom that didn't shut up. This was perceived to be a direct threat to the order of the classroom, and so not a lot of people liked it. In addition, China operates on a collective level rather than an individualistic one. And so my classmates basically wanted nothing to do with me. They would avoid everything to do with me. And I mean everything. Like, they wouldn't even look at me. I eventually did give in. I hid my true feelings from everyone, including myself. I buried my deepest feelings for science, my love for physics. I stopped floating origami just because it was a waste of time. I became less curious about the world and just listened to whatever my teachers had to say. I was told to not question the authorities, and so eventually just came to believe everything they said to me. By the end of my 6 years in China, the Chinese society had basically smoothed this rock into a pebble. I had no emotions. If I just went with the flow, the future's bound to take me somewhere, right? Did I care about that future? No. Do I want to fight for a better future? Meh. And that was that. Really, I wish the story had a happier ending, but to this day, I'm still recovering from hiding my true self to everyone. I'm still recovering from my classmates not looking at me, and from my teachers telling me to be more normal. I'm so happy to have found mentors out here that have told me things like, you're going to be a rock star, I'm proud of you. I'm grateful for having friends that like me for who I am. And to you guys, thank you for putting up with me as I rediscover my hidden self. I can't believe where I am right now. And maybe if that episode in my life didn't happen, it wouldn't be this way, but I don't know. Well, see you guys next week. Hopefully I don't cry next week.